ስም ለፍርድ ዘመን በአጼ ኃይለ ሥላሴ ተመስሎ እንደመጣ ይናገራሉ። የመጨረሻው ዘመን ላይ ነንና ተጠንቀቁ ይላሉ። በመጽሐፍ ቅዱስ ራእይ 12 ላይ ያለውን ትንቢት መፈጸሙን ይሰብካሉ። ራስ ግንተሰብ የጽዮን ምድር ብሎ ወደሚጠራት አገር ከመጣ 12 ዓመት ሆኖታል። የጽዮንን ምድርንም በጫማው አይረግጥም። ኢትዮጵያ የተቀደሰች የአጼ ኃይለ ሥላሴ ምድር ነችና።
Did you see Jah riding? Such are the news, riding. Yes, and the views, Rasta is riding, and upon him lions, yes, in Toto Mountain. You remember Tika, on the street corner? Yes. And on the red traffic light too. And the shoe shine boys, the street vendors, they're all smiling. They're saying, Rasta man, hey, we're trotting now, it's true. And we know now, all you people, you're not just backsliding. Yes, to see Jah riding, riding. King of kings riding on lions in a fire in Toto Mountain. See Lord and Lords riding like old times riding. We'll see the signs and check them too on lions in a fire on in Toto Mountain. Some say vision, some say holographic projection, and the Protestant ministers got news about mass hallucinations. Hey, I know, just so Yama Gideon ago. And we giving thanks to you, Jah, signs and Jah glory. Haile Selassie riding, riding, yes, riding on lions in a fire on in Toto Mountain. Lord of Lords says,
is on in Toto before congregations of Orthodox people, as a matter of fact, who know of that place as miraculous. So if this kind of sign or report had come out of Shashamani, people might have said, they see what they want to see.
Making a film about His Majesty.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to know the Rastaman's view of His Majesty.
Emperor Haile Selassie is not a man who is hidden from the world. In his own, he was acknowledged to be one of the most famous men in his own time. From my own experience of His Majesty as a small boy, I first heard of Emperor Haile Selassie as the King of Africa and as the winner of the World War. It was acknowledged that through him, the concept of Africa really still existed. The OAU had just been put into place by His Majesty. He had gone to the United Nations in New York and deposited the charter with them. He'd been received with standing ovation. He had the credits of President Kennedy, the accolades of President Kennedy, who had said there's no other hero like this for us at present. See, we are all in the shadow. We, the leaders of the world, all grew in the shadow of this man, Emperor Haile Selassie. It's a prophecy. It's a prophecy come from Bible times. It's a fulfillment of Revelation, and it's a beginning of what is called the judgment. Then, really, the new world that must come. See, the new earth and the new heavens. It's a sign that just before that time, there would come one called the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, who the whole world would see, every eye would see him. They would make war upon him, the nations of the world would make war upon him, but he would establish his kingdom having defeated them. You see, he would send out the sign from the mountain of Zion for the nations to gather. For the nations to gather.
Where is this information?
That information is in the Holy Bible. It's in the Kebra Nagast also. You know, it's in the Book of Enoch also. The Book of Enoch is present in the Amharic Bible anyway, but it's one of those books which is taken out of the Western Bible. You see? So the Book of Enoch tells us also that when the Lord in his glory and his goodness sits amongst the people as king, he would sit on the high mountains. Actually tells you of 7 mountains, and it says Jah would sit in the middle one. And I proclaim him to the world as the Messiah then. But it tells us to look for him, to look for the Christ. So we find him when we see and know who Emperor Haile Selassie is, of the Lion of Judah. The will of that divine power. See? So that divine power is what I see as I force in bringing us home to Ethiopia, to Africa. That home of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant has always been said to be in Ethiopia. No other nation claims it, as a matter of fact, for the last 3,000 years. The scattered children of the earth, because we are told from every tribe, every family, every tongue, every nation, the people will gather in the Mount Zion. So that is I covenant with this King of Kings when he comes. Yeah, that's how we see His Majesty as that man that call us in, that gives law. So His Majesty is that word. His Majesty is the word in this time.
Didn't His Majesty claim that he's not God, or he never said that?
His Majesty said, my glory is in the Bible. My glory is in the Bible. The Bible tells us that the time will come when a King of Kings, when one sits on the throne of David, who is acknowledged with these titles, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. The flag of Ethiopia bears the true flag, the Lion of Judah, on it, because the prophecy is claimed by Ethiopia. This throne of David and this Lion of Judah, who represents the said Christ from time. Christ didn't write anything at all. It was those who had faith in him, who decided after a long time to really we better get this information down somehow. The title, Negus Negast, Getawach Geta, Moambasa Zimenega de Yehuda, Sumigziabir Medane Alam, Yetzion Negus. You see? He is the King of Zion. That means the holy mountain that is prophesied in the Bible. At that time there was no Israel existing. You know, no this modern day state of Israel. There was none. So the governments of the earth, the European, England, Germany, Belgium, the Eastern, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, whomsoever, China, Russia, the Western, the Americas, whomsoever was the African nations were not there because they were all colonized. So here was the whole earth coming into the heart of darkest Africa, where there's supposed to be no civilization whatsoever, to give their bow down before the king on the throne of David. So the message that His Majesty gave to them was, I am the King of kings and the Lord of lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
It is. Some people are saying this time Haile Selassie is dead. So by yourself, what do you say about that?
All right. Our concept of the fullness of faith and the love of the Almighty for humanity. We are told that we have examples of prophets and great spiritual figures who we are told, these things happened a long time ago, but we are told they did not pass through death or they conquered death. He said that they are arresting in Ethiopia right now anyone who resembles Emperor Haile Selassie is being arrested. And I've heard more details since I've come in at this about that time. You know? The soldiers were looking for His Majesty after he's supposed to have passed away or been killed or executed or died in whatever way. They were looking. They didn't try to prove to the people, look, this man is a dead old man, mortal, and we've cut off his head or whatever. Here he is, he can't help you anymore. They didn't make that move. The pattern in the Bible is the same. When Christ was buried, supposedly in his tomb, he was found to be, there was no body. They couldn't find the body. The ruler said, oh no, the people will say he's living, that he's conquered death. They knew what would happen because the man said he would do it and now we can't prove he's dead. So at that time they couldn't prove, they said he's buried in a secret place, you know, in an untold grave then, in an unmarked grave as a form of disgrace to his name. And then there are other reports that came out too, because these things you cannot ever stifle them. There's the report of His Majesty going into Stephanos Church at Meskel there to pray after he's now been taken into what you call like a house arrest by the Derg government, still a certain place. He went into Stephanos, and in Stephanos he was allowed to go into a small place to pray by himself, and he never came out of there. So that after a time the guards became perturbed and went to look for him, he had disappeared. I don't know if they are...
Fools say in their hearts, they say, Rasta your God is dead. But I know, dread, I go dread again. Yes, shall live, children, yeah. Rasta live, children, yeah. Rastafari live, children, yeah. Jaja live, children, yeah. It's a foolish dog bark at a flying bird. One sheep must learn, children, to respect the shepherd. Yes, shall live, children, yeah. Rastafari live, children, yeah. Haile, children, yeah. Jaja live, children, yeah. Let Jah arise now that the enemy is scattered, shattered and battered. Let Jah arise. The enemy is scattered.
በኢትዮጵያ ብዙ ኃይለኞች ነገስታት አሉ። ምንም እንትን የለውም። ግን አፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴን ልዩ የሚያደርጋቸው በዛ በስልጣናቸው አይጠቀሙም። ብዙውን ጊዜ ስንት ሰው እያስቸገራቸው ከሹመት እንኳን ለማንሳት ብዙውን ጊዜ ይቸግራቸዋል። አሁን ለምሳሌ ደጃዝማች ታከለ ናቸው ትልቁ ምሳሌ። ሁልጊዜ እንደተቃወሟቸው፣ ሁልጊዜ እንዳሴሩባቸው ነው። ግን ከሹመት እንትን በመጨረሻ ራሳቸውን አጠፉ። ሰው ኢትዮጵያውያን ከዚህ ከ5 ዓመት የጣሊያን ጭቆና ከፍተኛ ትምህርት ነው የተማሩ በዚያን ጊዜ። ማለት የነፃነት ትርጉሙን አወቁት እና ስለዚህ ከ1941 በኋላ የነበረው መንፈስ ምንድን ነው ያልክ እንደሆነ ከፍተኛ የብሔራዊ ኩራትና የአንድነት ስሜት ነበር። ከፍተኛ የሀገር ፍቅር ስሜት ከፍተኛ ነው። ለሀገር የነበረው ለመስራት ሁሉም ለማስተማር፣ ለመስራት፣ ለመሻሻል የነበረው ፍላጎት ይህ ነው ለመባል አይቻልም። ቀስ በቀስ እየጠፋ ሄደ እንጂ የነበረው መንፈስ ከፍተኛ ነው እና ሁሉም ደግሞ ይሰራ ነበር። በአንድነት በመግባባት ብዙ ባለመነታረክ በዚያን ጊዜ የነበረው የአንድነት ስሜት፣ የመፈቃቀር ስሜት በምንም ጊዜ የሚደገም የሚመለስ አይመስለኝም። እንደዚህ ነው ለማለት በጣም ያስቸግራል። እንግዲህ ይህንን ለመገንዘብ ምናልባት በዚያን የተጻፉትን መጽሔቶች፣ ጋዜጦች እና መጽሐፎችን መመልከት ያስፈልጋል። ለምሳሌ አርአያ የሚባል መጽሐፍ ሰምተህ ታውቃለህ? ደጃዝማች ግርማቸው ተክለሐዋርያት የጻፉት መጽሐፍ ነው። አርአያ እስከነ ስሙ አርአያ ያሉት እንግዲህ ምሳሌ ነው ሆነ። ታሪኩ የራሳቸውን ታሪክ ነው። በመሰረቱ ግርማቸው ተክለሐዋርያት የቤታውራሪ ተክለሐዋርያት ልጅ ናቸው። የማስታወቂያ ሚኒስትር ነበሩ። እስር ላይ ያሉ ነው። ከተፈቱ በኋላ ነው ይመስለኛል የሞቱት በደርግ ጊዜ። አርአያ እንትን እና ውጭ ሀገር ሄደው ተምረው ተመልሰው የነበራቸው እንትን የሚል ከእንዲህ አይነት እንትን ነው የአዲስ ዘመን ጋዜጣም እንደዚህ የነበሩትን በመመልከት ምናልባት መንፈሱን ዘው ተሳስተዋል፣ አጥፍተዋል የምለው ነገር የለኝም። አላጠፉም። ግን ብዙ ሰው ይሄን ለምን አላደረጉም ይላል። ማድረጉ ቀላል ከሆነ ለምሳሌ የመሬት ይዞታውን ለምን አላሻሻሉም ይላል። በእሳቸው አስተያየት ግን ቀስ እያለ ጊዜ ይፈተዋል። ደግሞ እየተጠናም ነበር፣ የመሬት ይዞታ እየተጠናም ነበር። እንዴት እንሂድ የሰውን መብት በማይነካ መንገድ። ምክንያቱም የአፄ ኃይለ ሥላሴ የመጀመሪያ ትልቁ እንትናቸው ምንድን ነው? ንብረት ነው። ማለት የግል ገንዘብ ነው፣ አይነካብህም የሚልና እንዴት አድርገን እንትን እንበለው ነው። ግን ቀስ በቀስ ሁኔታዎች እየተለወጡ ነበር። ለምሳሌ እንዴት ነው የጉልት ስርዓት ቀደም የነበሩ የቤተ ክርስቲያን ምናምን የሚሉ በታክስ በግብር በምናምን እያሉ ቀስ በቀስ በሂደት እየለወጧቸው መጥተዋል እና ይህንንም እለውጠዋለሁ ብለው አስበው ነበር ይመስለኛል። ፓርቲዎች ለምን እንዲቋቋሙ አልፈቀዱም ነው አንዱ። ሌላው ይህም በጣም ትልቅ ጥያቄ ነው። አንደኛ ማን ጠየቀ? ሁለተኛ ደግሞ ማለት ለመሆኑ ቢንት የሚሉስ ደርሰናል ወይ ለፓርቲ? ይኸውና ከ30 ዓመት በኋላ የት ነን ያለ? እሳቸው እንዲህ አላደረጉም የሚል ሌላውስ መች አደረጋቸው ለማለት ነው። እና ለዚህ ነው እኔ ይህን አጥፍተዋል ለማለት ይቸግረኛል። ይህን የሚመስለኝ ግን ዋናው ምንድን ነው ጊዜው የሚሊተሪ ኩ ጊዜ ነበር። በየቦታው ጄኔራሎች፣ ኮሎኔሎች መንግስት የሚገለብጡበት ጊዜ ነበር። ወታደር እና ያ ምክንያት ኦፍኮርስ አንድ ነገር የምታደርግበት ጊዜ እንዴት ተበላሽተዋል እንዴት እንትንዋል ትላለህ። ዋናው እንትኑ የሚሊተሪ አፍሪካ በሚሊተሪ ኩ የምትጨነቅበት ጊዜ የነበረበት ጊዜ ነው። እኛም ከዛ ለማምለጥ አልቻለም።
የጦር ኃይሎች የፖሊስ ሰራዊትና የብሔራዊ ጦር ደርግ ለግርማዊነቶ ደህንነትና ጤንነት በሰፊው የሚያስብ እንደመሆኑ መጠን ለዚህ ለጤንነቶም ሆነ ለደህንነቶ የተዘጋጀ ስፍራ ስላለ ወደዛ እንዲሄዱልን በትህትና እንለምናለን። ወደ ተዘጋጀ ስፍራ በተለይ ያዘጋጀ ነው ከኛ ጋር እንዲሄዱልን ነው።
በጠቅላላው መቼም አሁን የተናገራችሁትን ሰምተናል። የኢትዮጵያ ንጉሠ ነገሥት ስንሆን ስም ብቻ አይደለም፣ ህዝቡን፣ ሀገሩን በሰላም ጊዜ የሚሰራለትን ጠላትም ሊመጣ የሚመከትበትን በማሰናዳት መሆኑን ይህ በጦር ሰራዊታችን ውስጥ የታወቀ ሳይሆን ይቀራል ብለን አንጠርጥርም። ቢሆንም በየጊዜው የሚለዋወጠው ነገር ደግሞ ለሀገር የሚጠቅም ነገር ካለበት የሀገርን ጥቅም በሌላ ለመለወጥ አይቻልም እና ያነበባችሁትን ሰምተናል። በዚሁ ማቆም ነው።